Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. It is Ogo Reality. Today we're going to talk about journaling and I'm going to take you step by step into the basics of journaling, what journaling is and how to journal if you're one person that would like to journal. By the end of this video, you will be able to start your own journaling. You will be able to put down your thoughts, you set your goals. You will be able to become the best version of yourself that you always wanted to be. You may have heard people say that they are journaling. You may have seen people that are journaling. You may have seen a lot of people having their books and writing down. You may have heard me say that I'm journaling. And maybe if you have seen a lot of people try to journal, you ask yourself what came up into their mind. What is it that they are writing there? Some people do their journal digitally. I'm one person that really enjoys or prefer to do a pen on a paper as part of my journaling. Without wasting any more of your time, you guys, journaling is a practice of frequently writing down your thoughts, writing your experiences, and a way of setting up your goals, to name a few. And now you guys, how can one start journaling if it's something that you have never done before? And you guys, I will say whether you are journaling for goal setting, for self-reflection, or anything in between. Journaling, just like any other habit or routine, it takes a lot of time to perfect. It takes a lot of time for you to be consistent, for you to be effective on it, and for you to make it a lifestyle. Now you guys, if you're one person that is starting to journal, don't expect yourself to always be motivated to write anything. There are days in which you won't be motivated to write anything on your journal. But during those days when you're not motivated, I will also take you through. But that will definitely be a video for another day. It definitely will not be covered in today's journal. Today I'm going to give you simple tips on how to start journaling. So you guys, now you're wondering what to write on my journal when I obviously don't know what to write on a journal. I started to intentionally journal about 3 years ago. And when I started, I was using the prompts. Why did I use the prompt? Because I found that the prompts were allowing me to answer questions in which make it easy for me to understand myself as well as understanding my feelings. Now I have compiled about 7 prompts in which I would like to take you through. The very first prompt that I would like you to answer together with me. At any moment, you guys, you can pause this video and write this prompt down and give these prompts a personalized answer. Don't necessarily answer it in a way that I'm answering it myself, because you guys, when journaling, you are doing a self-reflection and self-discovery. It is all about you. It is not about this reality. The very first prompt that I would like you to answer together with me is, how would you like to be remembered? You guys, personally, this is how I answered this question, or this is how I would answer the question. As a person that is both soft and at the same time strong, I would like to be remembered as a person that lived life to the fullest. I would like to be remembered as a person that stood up for their rights. I would like to be remembered as a person that is loving, as someone that is caring, and someone that has a vision for her future, as someone who fought tooth and nail to change the odds, to change the past, someone that does not want the past to define my future, does not want the past to define the person that I am. Now the second prompt will be, what is it that is discouraging about people pleasing? Now this type of question, they made me actually to realize that I was a people pleaser and I needed to handle and tackle people pleasing. When you're a people pleaser, you end up being unrealistic, you end up being an unreliable person. You would have agreed to do something, or you would have committed yourself to doing something, and then later on you don't feel confident about doing whatever you agreed to do when you were with the other person, and then realize later that you actually don't feel comfortable, and then you decide to change. It's okay to change your mind anytime you feel like something that you agreed upon, it does no longer serve you at this point. You have a freedom to change your mind. You have a freedom to rethink your decisions. Now, when you decided to change your mind, for you not to look like you're one person that is unrealistic, one person that is unreliable, you need to go back to that person that is expecting of you to do something for them that you promised earlier. Tell them that you changed your mind. Tell them that you no longer feel comfortable. Unlike you not fulfilling some of the promises that you made earlier, simply because you changed your mind. So you guys, the reason why I find that people pleasing can make someone unreliable is for the very same fact. You agreed to something, now you change your mind. It's okay to change your mind. It's natural. Everybody changes their mind. Another prompt that I will use will be, what did you think about forgiveness? I think you guys, in answering this type of prompt, firstly, for me, I would like to personalize forgiveness. Forgiveness, you guys, is important and it allows you to overcome situations or traumas that are making you feel less of a human. The very first mistake that we do as humans is we're not forgiving ourselves and we expect you to forgive other people. Forgiving another person does not necessarily mean that you need to let them crawl back into your life if you decide to forgive them, but it doesn't start with the other person. Forgiveness for me is very personal and it's internal. Once I forgive myself for some of the mistakes that I did over the years or that I did recently, it simply means that I have overcome the situation, I have overcome that mistake. I'm moving forward from the mistake that I have made. You start by forgiving yourself first, then you are able to forgive other people. And I would like to repeat this again, you guys. Forgiving another person does not necessarily mean you let them crawl back into your life. Sometimes you need to forgive a person even before they even ask for one. So if you're privileged to be in a situation whereby the person comes and asks for forgiveness, forgive them, but make it clear from the beginning that it does not mean we are now best friends. It does not mean you should come back into my life. It does not mean that that door is open for you. Forgiveness, even if you're forgiving someone, not for them, it is for your own healing. So that way, you guys, forgiveness is quite important. I think to me, it's very personal, something that I do for myself first before I could do for the other person. The fourth prompt will be, what do you think or what do you believe about a random act of kindness? For me, kindness comes from me willing to do something good for the other person, or me showing support, showing generosity and consideration towards the other person without really expecting them to do the same thing in return for me. I think it will be a bigger blessing for the person that you showed kindness, for them to pass it to another person, because life is a relay. For you to be able to be kind to another person, know that kindness is a form of a relay. You'll pass it to the other person who will also pass it to the other person. A random act of kindness happens without you thinking about it. It just automatically happens because you are a kind person. I would like to believe that nobody is overall kind. No one is overall bad. Everybody has two sides to different people. To different people, we act and react a certain way. Now, the fifth one, what is my best relaxing technique and why? Personally, you guys, I feel more relaxed if I can soak myself into a warm bath, even if it's not a bubble bath per se, because I don't always put on a bubble bath. There are times in which I do bubble bath. When I'm actually becoming intentional about other things, then I would put on some bubble bath. But if I just want to relax, I like to soak myself in a warm bath while listening to a music. That way, you guys, after bathing, I know that I'm going to be tired enough for me to go and sleep. And that way, you guys, it allows me to cool down, it allows me to reset, it allows me to have my beautiful sleep. The sixth prompt, you guys, that I would like to pose for you and for me to answer at the same time is that what is a code that I live by and why am I connected to it? I think I've had different codes for different experiences in my life. There's this one code, you guys, that I always keep in my bedroom. It says, dirty waters doesn't stop a plant from growing. And why do I feel connected to that type of code is because, you guys, I think half of my life I have lived a life of misery. I have been sad. Half of my life I've not been enjoying life simply because of some of the experience that happened to me growing up. Anyways, I think between my teenage years and the whole of my 20s, I have experienced a lot of misery, a lot of rejection, both from life, relationships, family, work relations. It has actually been tough, you guys. I will say I experienced 2 times 7 years of famine in my life. I feel connected to that same code, you guys, because I'm one person that never stopped dreaming. I'm one person that never gave up on life. Even though at some point, you guys, I felt like I was living life without a purpose. I felt like God was not on my side. I felt like God was punishing me. But one thing for sure, I never stopped dreaming and trusting God for bigger things in my life. And anyway, you guys, as I'm saying this touches me way too deep because this is way too personal. I've experienced a lot of heartache, a lot of rejection from different walks of life, and I'm glad that I didn't give up on myself. I didn't give up on life. I didn't give up on some of my dreams that didn't look any way closer to being fulfilled. I never thought some of those dreams I would have fulfilled them. And the very last problem that I will say, is there any comment that you can say with a fake account on social media that you cannot say to a particular person face to face? Much as I'm a people pleaser, I don't like to put accounts that are fake, and that way, you guys, it makes me to own up to some of the things that I say. I like owning up to my own thoughts. I think in general, I'm one person that doesn't like to write my comments. I always look at a situation in different of ways. That is why I never easily get triggered to respond or to comment into a certain thing, unless when something it is touching me in a certain way. Those were the 7 prompts that I think it could be a stepping stone for someone that is going to start journaling. You can actually answer different prompts depending on the type of discovery that you like to achieve or depending on your goal setting. But the bottom line is that, you guys, journaling is helpful for self-awareness, for a dash of wisdom, and it does provide a pathway to a beautiful blend of inspiration and reflection. And by the way, you guys, if you really love this self-improvement type of video, give me the comments down below. Be so kind to subscribe to my channel, share the video, and don't forget to give us a big thumbs up. And don't forget to press the notification button every time Miss Royalty upload. You'll be notified. And this is Zogo Royalty signing off.